What's up, everybody? This is Antonio here to bring you another episode in the series of how many shares do you need to own to make $1,000 a month, $100 a month, and even $100 a week. So this is the list I do have from you guys. We are actually going to be going over VTI, but we do pull it up on Seeking Alpha, look at the charts, look a little bit about the company profile, look at the dividend scorecard, and then pull up the calculator, crunch some numbers, and then we wrap up the video with looking at the dividend yield. If you guys see one company you want me to cover that you haven't seen in the past, or that you don't see on the list, let me know. I'll be happy to add it to it, and we will eventually get to it. But yeah, we will be going over VTI. So VTI is Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund ETF shares. Currently trading about $203.01. If we actually pull up the fund profile, we can read a little bit about them. So in Vanguard Index Funds, Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF is an exchange traded fund launched and managed by the Vanguard Group, Inc. The fund invests in public equity markets of the United States. The fund invests in stocks of companies operating across diversified sectors. The fund invests in growth and value stocks of companies across diversified market capitalization. It seeks to track the performance of the CRSP US Total Market Index by using representative sampling technique. Vanguard Index Fund Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF was formed on April 27th, 1992 and is domiciled in the United States. If we look at the fund details, they are a US equity. Issuer is Vanguard. Typically, Vanguard does have the cheapest expense ratios. Inception was May 24th, 2001. And then expense ratio is 0.03%. Assets under management are 281.88 billion. And then you can actually look at the returns here from the 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, and 10 year. But if we actually pull up the charts here, we can kind of see their performance. So if we look at the year to date, it's actually up by 6.62%, which is actually pretty good. If we look at the 1 year, they're actually down by 7.93%. And then on the 5 year, we are up by 48.64%. On the 10 year, we're up 154.64%. In the total, I guess since the exception, they are up 268.95%. Pretty great returns. If we look at the 52-week range here, 52-week low is $174.84. 52-week high is $226.68. So it's trading right around the center of this, a little bit more towards the higher end. If we look at the expense ratio again, it's a 0.03%. Dividend frequency is quarterly, and then dividend rate is $3.26, which comes out to be a yield of 1.60%. Again, market assets under management is 281.88 billion. And then if we pull up the dividend scorecard, we can scroll to the very bottom and look at dividend summary. So if we look at the dividend yield, it is at 1.60%, a very low dividend yield, but again, typically these are usually the best type of dividend yields because the 5-year CAGRs are probably usually very well. Annual payout is $3.26 for one share that you do own. You'd get overall the year you'd get $3.26. Nothing payout ratio. 5-year CAGR is actually on the low side, about 6.62%. In my opinion, or my positions that I typically like to be invested in, if it's got a really low dividend yield below 2%, I like to have a 5-year CAGR of double digits, so at least 9 to above 10, I guess I would say above 9. Dividend growth, it's only showing 2 years, but Seeking Alpha has been known to have this value incorrectly. Dividend frequency, they do pay out quarterly, so every 3 months you would get 79 cents. And then it adds up to $3.26 for the year. But if we pull up the calculator, we can crunch some numbers, guys. So first thing we do want to do is figure out how much of this ETF would you have to own to make $1,000 a month. That's actually pretty sweet. Definitely would want to have a pretty good goal for that, you could do a lot with $1,000 a month passively, where you have to do absolutely nothing and then get some very great tax benefits. But we want to make $1,000 a month. There's 12 months in a year, so we're going to multiply it times 12. So annually we do need to make $12,000. So now you can take the $12,000 and you can actually divide it by the annual payout. So that's $3.26. What this is going to do is going to give you the total number of shares that you do need to own to achieve the $12,000 annually. Then you can come in, multiply the amount of shares, multiply it times the current share price, which is $203.01. So you'd have to roughly own about $747,276 invested, and you'd be roughly making $1,000, quite a bit of money there. But over the long term, if you do have time on your side, you can compound, and that snowball would compound over time. And dollar cost average goes a long way here, guys. Yeah, quick way to calculate this is take the $12,000 that you need to make annually, divided by the dividend yield here. So you would roughly get about $750,000. It's a quick way to calculate this. Let's go ahead and do the next one, which is $100 every single month. You could actually just take the previous answer divided by 10, and that is it. But since we do have the calculator pulled up, we'll go ahead and crunch the numbers. So we want to make $100 every month, multiply it times 12 because there's 12 months in a year. Annually, we need to make $1,200. Again, now divide this by the annual payout, which is $3.26. This gives you the total number of shares you need to achieve this, which is roughly around 368 shares. You can actually come in, multiply that times the current share price, and that would give you the total amount you'd have to have invested, which is $74,727. And then again, a quick way to calculate this is actually take the $1,200 you need to make annually and then divide it by the dividend yield, and then you would roughly get about $75,000 which you have to have invested. So let's go ahead and do the last one, guys, which is $100 every single week. I think that one would actually be very awesome. Every single week you'd get roughly about $100. So we want to make $100 every week. There's 52 weeks in a year, so annually we need to make $5,200. You can actually divide this by the annual payout, so which is $3.26, and then that means that we have to roughly own about 1,595 shares of this ETF. Then you can come in, multiply that times the current share price, which is $203.01. You'd have to roughly have invested about $323,819. Again, quick way to calculate this is do the 5,200 that we need to actually make annually divided by the dividend yield, and you'll see that we do get about $325,000 invested in this ETF, and you'd be roughly making about $100 every week. That'd be pretty great. A little bit more achievable than the $1,000 per month, but yeah, compounding on your side works a long way, guys. But let's go ahead and wrap up this video with looking at the yield, or I guess the dividend yield. So I've pulled up VTI. You'll see this is the dividend yield. It'll be fluctuating over time. This is the 5-year chart here. So you'll see it goes all the way to about 2018. So it's been roughly getting a dividend yield of about 1.5 to about 1.8, 1.92%. And then in the March 2020 crash, this spiked up all the way till about 2.60%, which would have been a very awesome entry point there. But over the past 2020 and 2021, it's actually been at the very lows, closer to the low 1%, and then it's finally been picking up, and that is potentially because the price of this ETF has gone down slightly for the year to date or so. So let me know in the comment section, guys, if you do own VTI, how many shares, how much are you making every month or every week. Just let me know, but definitely would be excited to know that information. I think it'd be pretty cool. But again, let me know in the comment section if there's any companies you do want me to cover that I have not covered in the past or you don't see on the list. But don't forget to subscribe with that bell notification. Help me reach the 20,000 subscriber mark. We're trying to achieve that for our goal for 2023 as well. Drop a big thumbs up on the video, goes a long way, helps support the the channel. And yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Take care, stay safe out there. Bye guys.